Drawbridge. I couldn't. I'm simply not a good enough artist. Hey guys, it's me, your friendly neighborhood POKEMANIAC, coming at you with another episode of Pokemon, a white version. In the last episode, we made it all the way across the legendary Driftveil Drawbridge. I don't know what it is about 5th gen and bridges, but I'm loving it. And while we did collect a few clever wings, I don't feel very clever because quite a few also escaped our grasp somehow. And in this episode, we have made it to Driftveil City, which is the location of our next gym. So we should get exploring. And well, let's start out with this art piece. What's that? Welcome to Driftveil. Great, real glad. Real glad I read that. Very descriptive about this piece of art. Which I don't know. Is that like maybe a piece of the bridge or something? I can't quite tell. But anywho, this is a very pretty entrance to the city. So let's start exploring a little bit. So, how about the city's pride and joy, the Drawbridge? It is gorgeous. We also call it the Charizard Bridge due to its elegant form. Hey, this is 5th gen. I don't recognize that name. I don't know that Pokemon. What are you talking about? What's a Charizard? All right, so once again, the game kind of proving me wrong and making me stick my foot in my mouth for saying that, other generations of Pokemon aren't in this game. They're referenced, but they aren't necessarily in the game per se. All right, and let's move right along. And wow, just when you think you've had enough bridges, another one just comes over and just introduces itself. And oh boy, here we go.
So you're the trainers Elisa was talking about, huh? I'm Clay. I'm the gym leader around these parts. Don't be expecting no welcome now.
Well, that does not sound like the southern hospitality your accent would lead me to believe that you would possess. Well, then again, maybe that's my fault for judging people by their accents.
Cause when we lowered that bridge, the Team Plasma guys we'd caught done escaped in all the ruckus.
I fail to see how that is even remotely our fault. What was your plan, huh? You're just gonna keep the drawbridge up until the end of time? That sounds like a failure on your part because you couldn't apprehend these guys. We even kept, well, I mean, I was gonna say we've, as a 13-year-old, a couple of 13-year-olds, we've apprehended quite a few goons. But the more I think about it, the more slippery Team Plasma actually is. I think they've actually escaped our grasps every single time we have encountered them. So maybe that's maybe Clay's track record isn't as spotty as I initially assumed. What a bother. Actually, we're just grateful that you lowered the bridge, but how is it our fault that they escaped? That is not Sharon's voice. My goodness, I'm on something else today.
You can say whatever you want, but what's important is that y'all shut up and then Team Plasma escaped.
That is absolute. That's garbage. Like correlation versus causation stuff. Like that actually irks me. Like I'm about to actually. It's correlation does not cause causation. It did not matter who was going to cross that bridge. You could have just left the bridge up indefinitely. So I'm kind of like meh. But then again, Miss Elisa did warn us that Clay was quite the character that we'd have to get used to, I suppose.
Maybe it's a little heavy-handed, but you ought to start looking for Team Plasma too. You're both talented trainers, aren't you? Oh! Tell you what, if you find Team Plasma, I'll let you challenge my gym.
Hey, no, what? Was that always an option they had? You can just deny someone the chance to challenge your gym? I cannot see that like holding up. Well, I was gonna say holding up in a court of law, particularly in the Pokemon world. Like, come on, you can't just deny people the access to the gym. Like, if they're that's nuts. I mean, there have been a lot of gym leaders who have abandoned their post, but this one isn't abandoning his post. He's just literally making sure you cannot participate in the Pokemon League Challenge. That's extortion or blackmail or something. I tell you what.
Life's all about give and take. Yeehaw!
And there he goes. Actually, I suppose that's fair. But, okay, I'll just give him his cool voice now. But really, we would have looked at for Team Plasma even if you hadn't asked. I can get stronger while beating that bothersome bunch. Maniac, where? Go on ahead. Okay. Mainly because I can't stand it every time you wear whenever I say Maniac. All right, and so we have just arrived in town, and we've already been tasked with fixing Clay's blunder, which is rather annoying, but, you know, as Clay said, there's give and take in life, and, well, I mean, who's better at, you know, wrangling and hog-tying Team Plasma than the dynamic duo of Maniac and Sharon? Those Team Plasma meanies forced me to battle them, and then I lost. They stole my Pokemon! Oh, the humanity! Alright, that's actually really depressing, to be honest. Sucks that they're still doing that, too. And, ooh, trash can. Foiled again. Alright, what do you have to say? A terrific trainer, let me share a training tip with you. Oh, this should be good, guys. Let's see what this random lady in Driftveil City can offer the illustrious Pokemaniac in ways of advice. During a battle with the trainer, even if your Pokemon's items are taken away, don't worry, they will be returned to you safely after the battle. But disposable items seem to disappear. Alright, that might have been a pretty decent advice, because I would have told you that first part, but the disposable items disappearing if you get knocked off or like thieved or something, I wouldn't have been able to tell you that. I work in the cold storage. The cold storage is in the southernmost part of the city. Thanks. Why that? Man, that's how you know they've got like a healthy like work-life balance here. And oh, it's summer. Oh, that's great. Changing of the seasons. You love to catch it on you know, on camera. But yeah, that's how you know that you've achieved a good work-life balance, is when your employees are actually singing about working. So I guess this cold storage place is a fantastic place to work. All right, and continuing our streak of breaking and entering. Foiled again. All right, what do you have to say? Hey, yeah. Man, everyone's singing in here. The professor gave you a Pokemon to start your journey, right? If that Pokemon is still with you, and if you do have a strong bond, there's a special move it can learn. Want me to teach you a battle combo move? Ooh, a battle combo move. So, this guy, I forgot he was in Driftveil, actually. He will teach you these combo moves. So, these combo moves can only be taught to starters. Okay, so Skipper is one of the ones, you know, he's a starter, obviously, so he can actually learn this. And it's not just this generation, any generation of Pokemon. If you bring a starter in there, except, like, Pikachu, which I don't think counts as a starter, but yeah, Pokemon Yellow, woo. You will be able to teach them the Pledge moves. So there's Water Pledge, Grass Pledge, and Fire Pledge. Now, each of those are, like, on their own. But if you're in a double battle, you can utilize 2 Pledge moves, and they will combine into like a super move and do more damage. Water Pledge, Fire Pledge, and Grass Pledge. These 3 moves will create a special effect when they're combined in battle. I don't know off the top of my head if you could use all 3 of them, and we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. More bridge puns, yay! Oh, there's so many bridges in Unova. I love it. I've never even considered bridges before until this playthrough specifically. When I win, it's because of my Pokemon. When I lose, it's because of me. That's how I always think. If you get conceited, you get sloppy fast. That is, my goodness, more philosophy bombs just dropped on us out of nowhere. So that is actually what you consider good qualities in a leader. Or like a coach, or, you know, a mentor, or, you know, just someone taking responsibility for when things go awry, and then, you know, delegating the responsibility to the team when things go right. That will make you a very effective and popular leader. And I don't think delegate responsibility was exactly, but the correct term, but you know, the point still stands. All right, and what do you have to say for yourself? Yahoo! You have a Pokedex. How many Pokemon have you found? Hoo-ha! You found 50 or more. Now we're talking. This is for you. And we get ourselves the Shell Bell, which is a very handy little item. A Pokemon holding the Shell Bell recovers its HP a little bit if it inflicts some damage during battle. But what's more important is this. Have you shown your Pokedex to a professor? Now I'm worried. I don't like the way he said that. All right, what do you have to say for yourself? Hey, let's jump on this. We'll trade my Basculin with your Minchino. That is a garbage trade. Heck no. You can get a Basculin like darn near anywhere in this whole stinking region. And Minchino, wait, is Minchino the pre-evolved form or the evolved form? Minchino and Chinchino. I think Chinchino's the evolved form. All right, that's not like terrible. And that Basculin doesn't evolve. but it's rather strong. And also considering that in 5th gen, experience is variable depending on your level. Having a traded Pokemon that gains more experience could actually be pretty handy. So, you know what? Oh, you must love your Pokemon. Well, if you ever change your mind, let's trade. Well, shoot. I guess so. It's kind of like that guy, the gentleman who traded his Butterfree for Eradicate. And then the gentleman actually traded the Butterfree back, which was pretty nice if you ask me. And they moved in sync. That was kind of crazy. Ow! Oh my gosh, Clay! Clay, get a broom. There'd be a darn vermin running around in here in these houses. We got an infestation. Shoot! What are we gonna do? Skate. All right, skate. All right. I guess this Patrat's like, he's so with it, man. All right. There are Pokemon that evolve when they're traded. Awesome, but why do they evolve? That has been a question that has been plaguing Pokemon kind for nearly 10 generations now. And honestly, the best answer is that they just did not think about it when they were making it, so. TV programs can sometimes teach you about Pokemon's moves and abilities. All right, well, let's go test that method. Out of my way. We're watching television. Your television. Okay, narrator, it's your Pokemon. On today's Your Pokemon, we'll introduce a little one with a great fighting spirit. In a Castelia City office building, a Darumaka named Gans is having a Pokemon battle. Its trainer is a clerk male who works in the building. This company takes Pokemon battles very seriously. In fact, work schedules, meeting agendas, and other important matters are all decided by battles. That sounds like... Now, see, that is a work environment where that would have me singing at home about work, all right? And so its trainers won't have to work on weekends or really do really boring jobs. Gans does its very best in every battle. The Darumaka Gans is a Pokemon with fighting spirit, but not as much as my Darumaka. On the next Your Pokemon, we'll introduce a Pokemon that stands out, but not as much as mine. I use his turds to warm myself up at night. All right, so we didn't hear about any abilities or anything, but that's actually pretty handy. The TV can actually be a resource to you, which is not so bad. All right, and coming down. You okay, guy? There's got to be an item around here, right? Nope. Okay. Wow. That's what I get for busting out my dowsing machine. Jeez, oh man. When will I learn? The reason I'm hanging around is because I want to hang around. If my Pokemon just knew the move Surf, I could go on top of the water. All right. So apparently there is a move called Surf that lets you surf across the water, which I think would be very handy for Dewalt to have. All right. If a Pokemon... No, that's the same... If a Pokemon of lightning and the Pokemon of wind are both known to come and go as they please. Well, thank you, child with a very deep southern drawl. Thank you for that information. All right, let's keep exploring. I'm grateful that you came all this way. Are you a trainer? Oh, and you have a Pokedex. It's so marvelous. I wonder if you'd please do me a favor. Anything for a southern belle with a flower in her hair. I would like to see a Pokemon that has learned a move called Rock Smash. To be clear, that's Rock Smash. Please show it to me today. I need that Rock Smash. I could have phrased that way better. That's for sure. All right, so this lady will give you items if you show her Pokemon with the moves she wants to see. On a daily basis, so they will change day to day. Fortunately, Rock Smash is today. Rock Smash is a TM in this generation, so it's very easy to teach it to someone, and then just, kind of be able to, unteach it if need be. So let's see, is there any move I would, actually, is there any move I would replace? Yeah, let's replace Workup. So we can get this item and then put Workup back on if need be. I mean, it seems to be the obvious choice here. I don't see why I would hesitate at all. All right, and then let's see what, Miss Southern Belle's gonna give to us. Oh my goodness, Simisear can use Rock Smash, and, he's so quirky. You into all this trouble of teaching it to your Pokemon? Oh, that's so touching. I need you to be very communicative right now, because I am getting some signals, like some really, really strong signals right now. This is a small token of my appreciation. Please don't hesitate to accept this. And we get ourselves a heart scale, which will be useful later. Honestly, that is actually really good. I wonder what Rock Smash looks like when it is actually used. Like that, she's flirting with me, right? Right? That right there, that phrase. Come on. All right. I'm sure you can... Come on. All right. What do you have to say?
You know, there are many kinds of Pokemon.
Yep. No, I only thought there were 5, which are in my party. I thought there was only Patrat, Duopmite, Solosis, a Crocodile, and a corked up monkey. I thought those was the only Pokemon. All right, yeah, thanks, pal. My goodness. At least the other guy actually told me something of use. I cannot believe that. That actually fills me with an indescribable rage that we had to sit through that dialogue. Oh my goodness. Okay, so we do need to heal up because our team is looking rather weak, and there ain't a lot of people in this Pokemon Center, I'll tell you what. Well, shoot! How many people be coming into this Pokemon Center? I take your Pokemon for a few seconds. Thank you for waiting. You've restored your Pokemon to full health. Hope to see you again, hun. All right. Well, honestly, if like there was like a Southern Nurse Joy who said that she'd hope to see me again, I probably wouldn't. I wouldn't be so mad at her all the time. Did you talk to Driftveil's famous Heartbreaker? Oh, ooh. So there's another Heartbreaker in Driftveil, huh? Well, that sounds like it's setting up for a rivalry. We have not actually talked to Driftveil's famous Heartbreaker, but that sounds like something very interesting that we could do. So let's go ahead. Let us shift around the party just a little bit, because something tells me that a Heartbreaker is going to be someone who's not necessarily breaking of the delicate hearts of romance, but maybe he wants to have a Pokemon battle. So, we're going to move right along. Maybe we'll run into this legendary Heartbreaker, and maybe we won't. And if we come over here, here is, the Driftveil gym. And, my goodness. Yeah, okay. The reason I'm tripping over my words is because I'm like, you don't see cars in Pokemon games. You literally see a car in the Gen 1 if you, there's the whole, Mew underneath it type of, rumor. So it's a car. It's not. I'm just mad it's not as impressive anymore. Our gym leader Clay is in the middle of something right now. Please come again later. All right, so that must be the customer service rep. That's rather annoying. You can be as polite as you want, but that's not going to stop me from being outraged and indignant, even though you have no control over the situation at all or what Clay does, whether he comes or goes. I'm still going to be absolutely furious at you. All right. The old guy on Route 6 is searching for a legendary Pokemon. If you're interested, talk to him. Oh, okay. Well, thank you for that information. So there are legendary Pokemon in this game. All right, and coming in here, this is a, I don't quite know what this is. Is this a church? No, nothing in the trash can. You look like you are ordained. Do you think all people in the world can understand one another? Wow. Wow. What a question. Oh my goodness. That is one heck of a question to drop in a Pokemon game nonetheless. Realistically, I'm going to say no. I truly believe that not everyone in the world, not everybody in the world could possibly understand fully one another. I mean, we got the basics down. You want to live, you want to survive, you want to thrive, there's certain, baselines, but, no, I really think that there are just certain things, people have different lives, they experience different things, so I truly believe that you could not possibly fully understand everybody. All people in the world. Yeah, that's too much of a generalization. If you're lucky, you'll find a couple of people that you can truly understand in your lifetime, so... no. Well, but you and your Pokemon understand each other. Isn't that right? Yeah, but those are Pokemon. Not all of the people in the world. That is absurd. I want to know what you say when I say yes. I think so too. Oh, great. That's just fantastic. Okay, yeah, no. That's all right. It's nice that there are people who are optimists working towards a world where everyone putting your effort into trying to make the world into a place where everyone can understand each other is not wasted effort. I'll say that much. I just don't think it will ever truly happen. But that's all right. That's all right.
People who visited the Entralink hit items somewhere. The Entralink is unique, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I've never been there.
Happiness is here today, gone tomorrow. There's no everlasting happiness, so don't be greedy.
Oh my gosh! What is that? Okay, maybe I don't know if we're in a church or maybe we just stumbled across like the modern day, like I don't know, like where did all the philosophers gather? It wasn't the Colosseum. That's where the gladiators gathered. But it was a Colosseum of the mind, I will say, a Colosseum of thoughts and ideas. So, this is actually something I wholeheartedly subscribe to, is this concept. So, a lot of people, I think, get upset or anxious or worried that something is wrong with them if they aren't happy by default. But I don't think happiness is the default in the first place. Happiness can come, but it will go. I don't think it's ever guaranteed. And I think a lot of people think that the baseline level that they should be at is happiness. And so when they're not, at a base level happy like all the time, it bothers them and they feel like they're missing something or doing something wrong. But happiness is by no means the default and is by no means a guarantee. So when it does arrive, bask in it, enjoy it while it's here, and then when it goes, just know that it'll be back again. So, it's like the tide, comes and goes, ebbs and flows. All right, there's ups and downs. You don't have to be happy all the time. No one's happy all the time. That is not the default. It's never been the default. So don't waste too much anxiety or effort on trying to make happiness the default. When happiness does become the default, we call that mania, and that's probably no better than its opposite. So so if you're struggling with this concept, don't worry. Everyone does, and just know that happiness isn't the baseline, and that's okay. That's okay. All right, moving right along. I'm starting to dig this place. All right, so far it's been like 50-50 existential, like philosophical discussions, and then the other 50% has just been Entralink, which you can't even do anymore. Like, what?
When I go to the Entralink next time, I'd like to register Pass Power and make everyone smile.
All right, you do that. Yeah, you do that.
I want other people to like me. There is a reward.
What? I want other people to like me. There is a reward.
It's okay to help people with such motives, because helping is in itself a great thing.
All right, so, yeah, well, that's it. Let me read that again. I want other people to like me. There is a reward. So is the reward people liking you, or is the reward something you get out of people liking you? It's okay to help people with such motivations. Oh, okay. That makes sense. So it's okay it is okay if your motivation is that you want people to like you, or that there is something you will gain from it. A lot of times, it's actually more comfortable if people understand. So like, unless you're talking like friends or family or people you're really close to, it's actually more comfortable for most people to know that you're, helping them out for, a reward or something that benefits yourself. There are altruistic people out there, don't get me wrong, who's, just helping the people is reward enough. But I think the legit ones are few and far between. So if you're helping people, again, that aren't like super close to you, for no reason, that makes people suspicious that you have underlying motives that you're not telling them about. Now, that's not always the case. Sometimes it's just nice, to help people out. But just so you know, that is something you should keep in mind. But yeah, and it's okay if you want to help someone help people to get them to like you, to be your friend, so that you can grow closer, or if there's a reward. I mean, that's fine. You're still helping people. All right? It's like a means justifies the ends type of thing, I guess. Yeah, that's all right. Because helping in itself is a great thing. All right. So, yeah, for the most part, I think I agree with that. I think, again, you can get into like a 3-hour discussion for each of these, so. Living is using time given to you. You cannot recall lost time. Oh! Wow. Okay. Oh my goodness, we are really, jeez, I kind of like this place. I've never noticed how deep this place was initially. That's nuts. I've played this game for years, and I've never even, I don't even know, I probably skipped this building a bunch of times because you can't get any items in it, but like, my goodness. When you're actually sitting here and like listening to what they're saying, like, that's nuts. Don't forget that. Memento mori, I suppose. You're living on borrowed time. And one of the tenets, I suppose, of stoicism is that, like, like bad things are happening to you, but then again, like, that's life. Like, how much did you pay for your life? Like, what did it cost you to be born and to, get this life, this body, this experience in the first place? It was all free. So you're on borrowed time. All right. Like, yeah. So that is a very watered down tenet of stoicism. But I feel like, there's only so much time per episode, I guess.
This has happened to me once after I crossed a bridge. When I was at a loss, the person who helped me was a total stranger. After all, helping each other is important in life.
I'd say that's pretty true as well. So, yeah, interesting. Those two seem to be rather related. And also, bridges, symbology, bridges, bringing people together, anchoring two places, connecting them to one another. So, yeah, not too shabby. Heading out this way. We don't actually want to go out there yet, I think. I think that's actually, going to the next route. So let's go ahead and address this little area right here. What do you have to say for yourself?
Hey there, trainer! Have you battled the Elite Four of the Pokemon League?
Well, I mean, not this one, per se, but I may have been around the block a few times.
You can't buy them unless you have 8 gym badges, right?
That is correct. Oh, look at you. You're going to be you're Pokemon trainer, Pokemon master in training. Pokemon trainer, I suppose. All right, Driftveil City, a city of billowing sails. All right.
On the other side of the ocean, there are a lot of different people and a lot of different Pokemon, aren't there?
You said it. There are a lot, and they are of great significance to a lot of people, funny enough. All right, so the Driftveil Market. Let's go ahead and pop in here and see what we can see. All right.
There must be a convenient town where everything is imported and everything is available.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of places are actually like that nowadays, where just a couple decades ago, like, you couldn't get the amount of stuff, but everything's basically available everywhere. All right.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm all sold out.
That Charles guy bought everything I had. Who's Charles? People usually don't name characters. Oh, my goodness. All right. Ooh, what do you have to say, Miss Nurse?
Looking at seasonal vegetables is fun, because when the seasons change, the vegetables available change.
All right, so kind of contradicting to what I said just then. Again, seasonally, yeah, the fresh vegetables change, but if you're in most places, you can get whatever vegetables whenever you want. There are medicinal herbs that make Pokemon healthy. Welcome. How may I help you? All right. So here, you can buy a bunch of roots and powders, and herbs. So these herbs, they're very powerful. They're great. Like a revival herb will fully restore a Pokemon it's a max revive that you can buy, basically, which is crazy. $800 for an energy root that is so much more cost efficient than a hyper potion, which I believe is 1,200 Poke. And then this is a full heal for $450. So great prices and everything. However, there's always a downside. The downside is that it is a bitter medicine powder, so it will do what it says, but it will actually lower the happiness of the Pokemon consuming the item, which isn't super important unless you have something like, return, or if a Pokemon has to evolve, with friendship, or if you're like me and you can't actually bring yourself to make, these fictitious creatures dislike you, even if it doesn't actually have any observable effect on your game. That being said, however, I will buy a couple of revival herbs just because I think they could be super useful. In the event that we're getting mollywopped. So yeah, I use those as a last resort. But having max revives, like you can just buy, that's nuts. All right.
The medicinal herbs are imported from other regions work very well, but the Pokemon don't seem to like them because they taste a little bitter.
All right, little bitter. Glad you came. You want something good? Buddy, you gotta phrase that better. Yes, of course. Then show me a Pokemon level 30 or more. Oh, strong. Great. Take this. All right, and we get the Expert Belt, which is a phenomenal item. The Expert Belt is a great item. So, an Expert Belt is an item. Jeez, how many times can I say it? So, a Pokemon that has a super effective move, this will actually boost the strength of the super effective move, which is so dope. We could probably give that. Well, K-Roll's still got the Eviolite on, so maybe we'll keep that there. Mojo Jojo doesn't exactly have a great matchup coming up here. What about Skipper? Skipper's holding Mystic Water. Nah, we're gonna keep it. Expert Belt is great, but we'll probably give that to someone when when we have someone else to take other things, like the Eviolite. Like I think the Eviolite's a little better on K-Roll.
Goods carried away from Driftveil, arriving at town somewhere else.
Yeah, the world is connected. Ain't that the truth? All right.
Welcome. This is straight from the farm. Moo Moo milk, 1 bottle for 500.
Would you like some for your trip? Absolutely. We're gonna take 12 bottles of raw milk, keep them in our backpack for a couple of weeks, and utilize them. Gosh, that's gonna be so gross. But Moo Moo milk, for the price point right now, is for the amount of HP our Pokemon have, and for the price point, Moo Moo milk is probably the best deal that we can get right now for healing items. So not too well. Lemonades might still actually be a little more cost effective, but you know. And hey, buddy, don't you know that there are streets you could be riding on? Honestly, it's kind of crazy that this dude's just like riding his motorcycle in grass without falling over. That's crazy. It's actually, I mean, guys, don't. I might sound weird saying this, but that's like, it's kind of hot that he's able to ride so well in grass on his motorcycle. There's something strangely alluring about this guy. I can't quite place my finger on it, but I must talk to him. I'm a heartbreaker. My name? Charles. I wanted to get the attention of a girl I like, so I learned a new style of Pokemon battling. Its name? Triple Battle. Want to learn about it? Well, hey there, pretty mama. Bro, the name kind of says it all, if you ask me. But you know what? I think so. I think we are going to learn about triple battles here real soon. In triple battles, you send out 3 Pokemon at a time in battle. The rules are simple. Just make all of your opponent's Pokemon faint. Oh, so it's like a Pokemon battle. And that's a rough explanation of triple battles. I'm a heartbreaker. My name is Charles. Hey, if you're a trainer, how about a triple battle? All right, well, who can say no to the heartbreaker, Charles? You've got a good attitude, don't you? I'm a heartbreaker. My name? Charles. I'm always at full throttle, baby. All right. Oh, he has such a way with words. Say hello to the heartbreaker motorcyclist, Charles. So this is the heartbreaker that they were talking about earlier on, and also Charles, the named guy that someone was talking about in the Driftveil market. So he is going to introduce you to triple battles. All right, and as you can see, it's a double battle with an extra Pokemon. Now, there are some distinct differences between triple battles and double battles, and that is the fact that some of your Pokemon, like your Pokemon on the far right side of your field, will not be able to hit the far right Pokemon on your opponent's field. So, like K-Rool can't hit that Zebstrika, which is an absolute travesty, actually, because that would have been super useful. The Pokemon in the center will be able to hit any of your opponent's Pokemon, and again, the Pokemon on the far left will not be able to hit your opponent's Pokemon on their far left of the field. So, let's go ahead and swap out Morpha. I feel like Morpha's going to get a ton of experience here. And let's go ahead and, well, we did get intimidated, so we're going to go ahead and use Water Pulse as opposed to Razor Shell on this, this guy's, crappy Krokorok. And now we have to deal with a Basculin. So K. Rool's not in the best position to deal with a Basculin. I want to dig. Crunch should be doing a lot of damage as well, but I feel like if this Basculin doesn't use Aqua Jet, digging will be able to avoid getting hit by this Actually, let's go ahead and use Crunch first to see if we're actually faster than this Basculin, because if we're not faster than the Basculin, then it really doesn't matter if we're using Dig or not, I suppose. Because then, we'll dig, and then he can use a move against another Pokemon. So let's go ahead, set it up this way. Now, there... Who do you think you are? Like, for real, bro. That was nuts. I just got predicted. Like, big time. Oh my gosh! Morpha's just dead! Again! I can't believe that Zebstrika couldn't resist that nice juicy Dewott sitting out in front of him. My goodness. I guess Charles really is like the main man. He is a heartbreaker after all. So we're gonna go ahead and throw Mojo Jojo out here. We could we could kind of do like some tricky switching around to try and get K. Rool over to the left-hand side, but I don't think that's like super relevant. We're just gonna go ahead and Crunch again. Aqua Jet does hurt, but K. Rool with the Eviolite seems to be doing A-okay. But yeah, so when this was like, when triple battles were first like shown off, I guess, during 5th gen, people gave it a lot of crap because it's like, oh, well, like, okay, this is like ridiculous, right? It's like, oh man, going from, double battle, oh, just a triple battle, like real creative. But there's actually a lot more nuance than you expect. Like, if we're not at exactly a super advantageous, position with K. Rool over on the right side, and getting him over to the left side would actually take some crafty swapping around. Also, being able to predict what your opponent is going to do. There's actually like a lot of thought that goes into this, type of stuff. At this point, since Mojo Jojo can't actually hit this Basculin, we're gonna go ahead and heal up K. Rool. We're gonna go ahead and this Basculin's not exact. Well, I want to make sure that this Basculin doesn't have anything stupid like Water Absorb. So we're just going to go ahead and do this. Our Lemonade's going to go off first. So even if this Basculin is using a priority Aqua Jet, it's not going to KO K. Rool. KO K. Rool. How about that? So not too shabby. Go ahead and Crunch this thing. Get it out of here. And with that, we have beaten the Heartbreaker, Charles. All right, and we get a nice little bit of EXP for that. I'm a Heartbreaker. My name is Charles. And we get a nice chunk of change for that, too. I mean, we did have Morpha out there, but Morpha's dead. Sheesh! That's embarrassing. Getting schooled when I was planning to teach. Still, you have potential there, pretty lady. You have to understand your Pokemon to win in a triple battle. And I do. I think that's true. As much as it's like, oh, yeah, just add another Pokemon in there, that really changes the dynamics of the entire, battle system. So I personally really like triple battles. I think it's a good addition, and actually it's much more well thought out than just, going from a double battle into a triple battle. So it did get a lot of crap on release, but also I think too what people didn't realize was this isn't like something that happens like outside of the Heartbreaker Charles, or doing Wi-Fi or local connection battles and stuff. There's no triple battles in this entire game. So I mean, it was just like a online or a link battle gimmick overall. If you want more triple battles, you should go to Opaloosa City. Opaloosa City. All right, and then there is a one well, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Now, if you are playing Pokemon Black, you can encounter the Heartbreaker named Charles. You would not actually be doing a triple battle. You would instead be doing a, what are they called? What are they called? Rotation. They're called rotation battles, little lady. Now, I actually, guys, I'm not kidding you. I had to actually look that up. I'm rather embarrassed. I forgot what rotation battles were called. I was gonna call them switch battles, but that doesn't make any sense. And yeah, so a rotation battle is different. It is a triple battle still, but instead of having all 3 Pokemon on the field and battling at the same time, you have the 3 Pokemon, but only one is out at any given point in time, and you can shift either to the left or to the right to swap Pokemon as your move for the and. So you would choose whether you just wanted to do your move, or you choose which Pokemon you want to swap to, and then choose a move for them, which I think is also like an even better battling system. I mean, that one makes you think because you can see what your opponents have. You have to consider if your opponent. It's all like mind games. I mean, it's great. You have to be like giga-brained to be able to battle in those effectively. But with that, we are going to go ahead and heal up Morpher real quick. All right, let's go. Yeah, poor little guy. I cannot believe we got predicted that hard. Well, I mean, we really probably didn't get predicted. It's just he happened to have Pursuit, and that was super effective against the target in front of him. So that's probably what he used it for. But that's fine and dandy. And what do you have to say? Some kids are catching and training Pokemon close to the cold storage. All right. Thanks for the advice. But if we come down here, this is cold storage. Which is the area that everyone seems to be talking about and working in Driftveil City. But with that, guys, I think we are going to go ahead and end off the episode right here. We explored Driftveil proper, and then in the next episode, we're going to go ahead and see what's happening in the cold storage, because people have been hyping this place up, so I'm assuming there is something to be hype about down here. But that is still left to be seen for the next episode. So, if you liked what you saw, go ahead and smash that subscribe button. Like, dislike, whatever you're feeling like. And until next time, guys, I will catch you later. Sharon is a big ol' nerd. Bianca, flighty as a bird. Juniper really likes to yap. Then there's me, the Pokemaniac.